What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. You are through to Eagle Eye, the transfer rumor show, where I talk to you about rumors surrounding the Arsenal. First and foremost, do me a massive favor, start drilling these likes. Do something about these likes. There's too few of you guys in here, and I want people to notice the show. Obviously, I'm running. I say I'm running about half an hour later than I normally do for these weekday shows. Apologies for that. Practical stuff. Anyone who saw my grocery shop will know. Sorry, my grocery shop will know. Sure, my community post will know. Grocery shop arrived late, so I had to basically get all that in, unpack it because, of course, it's a pretty warm day if you are in the UK. And I didn't want all my freezer stuff all spoiled and stuff. So, yeah, apologies for that. Can't be helped. It is what it is. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself around the world. I know that in America it is their Memorial Day today. So I hope you guys are enjoying your day away from work. Obviously, in the UK, it's bank holiday, the second of our May bank holidays. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the time off work. Those of you still lucky to be working during this time. And to everyone else, generally, I hope you're okay. First and foremost, let me just make a quick amendment to yesterday. Obviously, it was Eid yesterday. Well, generally, the weekend was a celebration for Muslims. Apologies to any Muslim subscribers. I should have acknowledged that day. I did over Twitter. I completely forgot to do so during my stream yesterday, so my apologies over that. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, and yeah, get back to it. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. And no, I don't mean smart ass. I am talking about Philippe Coutinho. Last kind of late Sunday evening, rumors started coming out that Arsenal, who we knew retained an interest in Phil Coutinho, seemed to have, apparently, he's now Arteta's dream signing. I don't know where this came from, but supposedly the belief is that Arteta desperately wants Phil Coutinho. From our perspective, I slightly disagree with a couple of you who've said that we don't need a number 10. We do. We do need a number 10. We don't have a lot of people that run in between the lines. We have plenty of winners, which is unusual for Arsenal, but not enough people to actually break the lines and dribble with the ball and move through the lines and help the striker. Yes, we don't necessarily have a problem scoring goals, but at some point that will become an issue. And for those people who, if you're like me, who bitch about the likes of Mesut Ozil, you can see why he starts, because there's no one else to compete with him. Enter Phil Coutinho, I guess. 27-year-old Phil Coutinho, Brazilian, who's been on loan at Bayern Munich. And to be fair, he did all right. He did okay when he went to Bayern Munich. He scored some goals. I think it was 6 goals and 9 assists, something like that. Bear in mind, this season's been interrupted. He did okay. He did all right. Bayern Munich are not interested in signing him on a permanent, which I found interesting. And obviously Barcelona are trying to do everything they can to get rid of some of the players they do have. You know, you can see them trying to desperately get rid of the likes of Dembele. Phil Coutinho is now one of them. They're desperately trying to get rid of these people. Enter Arsenal, I guess, because Arsenal and Barcelona seemingly have this understanding when it comes to players. Usually it's good players that we have, we tend to ship over there. It's funny, you know, because I've had arguments with people all day long about this. And Liverpool, particularly Liverpool friends of mine, will be eager to see what I've had to say. Because as I said on Twitter, for years I've been ridiculing them about the fact that I thought Coutinho was overrated. and you guys are so lucky to get so much for him. And I've been banging on and on and on about Phil Coutinho. That is sod's law. It is karma that Arteta and Arsenal would want Coutinho. What do I think? I've got him. So here's my honest opinion on this Phil Coutinho situation. I think he's a good player, but I do still think he's overrated. I do. I still think he's overrated. I still think he's one of them players that flatters to deceive, and then the next time you look up at the screen, he scores a banger. Just one of them sort of players. Arguably, and maybe this is a bit harsh, arguably a Mkhitaryan in his heyday, in the sense that from I do think Mkhitaryan was quite a good player when he was at Dortmund, but maybe seeing the way Mkhitaryan has panned out kind of reminds you of him in a little way, in the sense that I bet he's one of them players that you won't really notice during the course of a game until he does something during the course of a game, and you're like, oh shit, that was a banger. Now, for those people going to ask you, do you think he's better than Mesut Ozil? Of course. Of course. Like, all jokes aside, of course. He's better than Mesut Ozil. Because even as, you know, as unimpressive as I wouldn't say unimpressive, even as okay as he did at Bayern, he still outshines anything Mesut Ozil did this season. And this is the argument I had with someone in the group chat, in my group chat. They were like, well, if he's good enough, he's better than anything that we have, then he should be there in the team. It's just like, yeah, but why wouldn't you go and get someone that is better, full stop? Not someone that's okay, and he's better than what we have, so we may as well get him. To me, I just feel like if this is your long-term project to replace Mesut Ozil, I don't have an issue with his age. I know some people have said he's a bit older to be. He's 27. He's in the prime of his career. That part is fine. I have no issue. If a 27-year-old comes in and can produce for 5, 6 years, I'm fine with that. That's not, to me, that part is not an issue. It's more about, is the man good enough? Some good things about him. Let's add some balance to this. Some good things about him. He is capable of a bang. I ain't gonna lie. There are some goals that he scored for Liverpool, for Barca, where you're like, rah. Is that you, Phil? Is that you, Phil? Like, I ain't gonna lie. Even I will admit it. I will humble myself to admit it that he scores, particularly for Liverpool, he scores some bangers of a goal. He's an excellent dribbler. Excellent close quarter dribbler. So we're not talking about someone who, like, Mesut, he gets the ball, kind of lazily passes it somewhat one way or another. We're talking about someone who will jump on the ball and dribble the ball and at least ask a question of a defender. He's a good passer of the ball. Not necessarily an amazing passer of the ball. I don't think he has this Cesc Fabregas-like vision, but where he doesn't have that, he has the dribbling element of it. And I don't think Cesc was a good dribbler, but Cesc could ping a ball in any direction. Whereas Phil is more someone, I'm going to call it Phil, just feels right. Phil's more someone that will jump on the ball and just start dribbling and force the opponent backwards. I like a dribbler. I must admit, I do. That's why I don't completely crap on the Dembele talks, because I like the idea of someone just getting on the ball. I speak as someone that used to, once upon a time, play as a defender. Defenders hate dribblers with a passion because you don't know what they're going to do. That's probably, truth be told, why I'm so defensive towards Pepe, because I can see it. And actually, if you look at it long term, and you bought a Phil Coutinho in there, me trying to be positive, right? Because people always say, "Oh, you're too negative." So let me try and add some balance. If you look at it in a positive sort of way, if you have Pepe one side, dribbling, you have Coutinho one side, dribbling, and then you have Saka, hopefully he stays, whipping in the ball, using his pace. All of them are pretty nippy. I wouldn't say Phil is amazingly fast, but as a number 10, you don't need to be. Then at least it adds some unpredictability. For me, though, if you're going to do this, because Coutinho is not a defensive player, he's not. I think he has more work rate than. I think Ozil runs more, but I do think that in terms of moving forward with intent, you'll get more from Coutinho. But I think if you're going to buy a Coutinho or get him on loan, and I'll come back to that point in a second, if you're going to get him, then you need some two defensive guys. You know, I'm not going to say the P word. All I'm going to say is you need two solid defensive guys. I don't think Granit Xhaka or Matteo Guendouzi is it. You need two guys that are going to sit there while the four guys are creating magic. You know, that's the only thing I would say. But I mean, the other positive I can kind of win out of is, for me, this deal is likely to be a loan. I know that a lot of papers are talking about the fact that it's going to be a 67. Where are we getting 67? We can't even complete the P word deal for 45. So how exactly are we going to get 67 million for Phil Coutinho? It's not going to happen. For me, they're talking about a loan with an option to buy. And when I look at it like that, on the balance, I say, let's see what he's got. Gosh, I can't believe I'm saying that, because I have just Phil Coutinho a lot over the years. I say, let's see what he's got. I mean, the other added benefit to him is that he also has Premier League experience. So this is someone that we know can do it. Like, we actually know has the capability of doing it. So when I look at it like that, on the balance of things, maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea. Oh, gosh. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Phil Coutinho on loan for a year, option to buy, maybe. Is he the guy to lead us back to the Champions League? You guys let me know. Leave it in the comments below. I'm going to quickly talk about a couple of stories. I'm going to talk about the main stories. This is going to be a very short show. I'm very much aware that AFTV will go on at 8. I know a lot of you guys love up Sophie Rose. She's supposed to be on this evening, so I don't want to interrupt your you know what we're talking about. So your Jit Joe ragtime. So I think, let me quickly talk about this Ryan Fraser deal, because obviously this is something that's broken in the last hour. And obviously I've had a lot to say about Ryan Fraser, in the sense that the understanding when I last came across this story was that Ryan Fraser has told his friends that he preferred to go to Spurs. This then changed maybe beginning of last week, where we started hearing rumours that Jose and Mikel Arteta were a little bit put off the deal for Ryan Fraser. I think both of them felt that actually maybe he's not good enough, and they felt that they'd want to move on to other targets. Hence why we're being linked with the likes of your Diabys, your Patrick Kluiverts, your people like that. So that was where I thought it was. I thought it kind of was, and supposedly he's more or less agreed a deal to go to Crystal Palace now. I'm not sure what has happened, but all of a sudden today, there are rumours going around that he is looking to go to Arsenal. In my view, I've always said the same thing about Fraser, and I'll say it again. For me, decent enough squad player, but that is all. I'm not looking for him to be a starter. I certainly don't want him hampering what's his name's development, Saka's development, I'd personally still prefer that Diaby kid. I think that Diaby kid looks good. He looks so good. If we could get him from Bayer Leverkusen, I'd be not happy with that. That's the person that I would rather have if it's a choice between Fraser and him. Obviously, I understand that the Fraser deal is appealing because it's free at the end of the day. And one thing I've always said, that Liverpool and Leicester, actually not so much, Leicester a little bit, but Liverpool in particular, have built their sides on proven Premier League talent. That's what they've done. I think Arsenal, to a degree, needs to follow that blueprint where they can. You know, when you look at Liverpool's side, not much really came from abroad. Yeah, you've got foreign players in there, but they're all Premier proven. You know, Wijnaldum was former Newcastle. Henderson, former Sunderland. What's his name? Milner, former Man City. Got him on a free. You know, Mane, former Southampton. Salah, okay, they got him via Roma, but this is former Chelsea. You know, a lot of Premier League proven stuff. Van Dijk, former Southampton. To be fair, a lot of their players, former Southampton. So I do think that there is a trick to be learned from that. So I think we shouldn't be turning up our nose. I do agree to a certain degree with Bradford's massive rant at the start of the stream, where I think that's why I didn't reply to, because there were elements I agreed with. We're not in a position really to turn down our noses at Ryan Fraser. We're not. I think he's a player who works hard, who gives his all for the cause. Yeah, he didn't have a great season, but they interviewed him today and he came out flat out and said, listen, that when he was being linked with the likes of Arsenal, it distracted him. And to be honest, why wouldn't it distract him? Probably this is a geezer that not so long ago played for Aberdeen. So he probably thought, you know, there's no way a club like Arsenal would be interested in him, and it distracted him. So from my point of view, I wouldn't necessarily be against him as a squad player. I think he'd be an interesting type of player because that's another one that's not a dribbler, but can whip a ball in and is super quick. Could be useful. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Right, those are the only two stories I'm going to talk about today because I'm going to cover all the rest tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be much more prepared. I'll have a full hour, and then we can go ham. So we literally got 8 minutes to have a quick chit chat. 8 minutes of a chit chat time, Q&A, whatever you want to put it. But literally, it has to be like stuff I can answer quick. Please do stick a like on this video. Hit a subscribe if you haven't already. I am still working on Chig Flicks. The reason I've not done anything yet over the weekend was I thought the my intro outro would be done. It isn't. In my mind, I'm sat here thinking, should I wait for it? I'm also now waiting for, funny enough, the combat show intro, outro. So I think the same person is doing both of them. So I could be waiting a couple of days, in which case I might just get on with it and drop. Because I've got 3 things now to do on Chig Flicks. 2 music reviews, 2 music reviews, 1 our brain's gone. 2 music reviews, 1 film review. The film I saw over the weekend as well. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So do subscribe to Chig Flicks. Almost 200 subscribers onto that, so that's good. We're building and building. Speaking of building and building, the combat show, the link is in the description every single Friday. We had a fun show on Friday, getting into arguments. All 3 of us at one point got into an argument with each other. So that was fun. You can see all our work in the chat room, so make sure You see what he's saying, how to spell combat. The combat show is spelled differently. Make sure you check it out in the description and give that a follow, a subscribe. All right, let's see what you lot said. I'm in the chat room. Let's have some fun for 6 minutes. Have I missed any donations? Hold on. No, I'm not. Big up Rory, I see you. What's up, your name? Melina's in the chat. Big up to yourself. Miss Smith is in the chat. I hope you're well, Joe. I'm making my plans to come up your way very soon. Tar or Canute? Or Connect? Canute for me. For me, he's a much better player. Tar is still a great player. Don't get me wrong, but Canute is more of a technical player. Shit, this Jolson Fernandez guy is class. I would have him over Saka. All right, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Why do you think he is better? Why? Are you sure you're not being influenced by he's the next Ronaldo tag? Why are you so certain? And I don't know about you. You're saying you'd have him over Saka. I don't like the idea of getting rid of the few good players we do have. So I wouldn't have him over Saka, no. Tar's trash. That Bradford is active in the chat room, boy. Look at that. Ola, shall make you some Ghanaian jollof one of these days, blood. Gosh, I swear, Ola, I swear your boy Capone is obsessed with Ghanaian jollof. It's all I ever see him talk about in the chat room these days. Chig, you don't watch enough. Leversus and Socrates. All right, mate, you don't need to scream it, first and foremost. I see your comments. You can see how active you are in the chat room. Relax. I love your content, Chig. Thank you, Total Hit. I hope you're well. He's naturally talented. Step over this. 77. Listen, you're entitled to your opinion, my bro. Chig, you don't think number 10s are a dying breed? I don't think we're as dependent on number 10s as we used to be, but I think it's still important to have that option. Yes, Liverpool don't really have number 10s, but all I've seen this summer is how Liverpool are looking for a number 10. Chelsea are also active for a number 10. So I think it's wrong to say that they are a dying breed, and I've been guilty of saying that myself. I know whose comment you're referencing to. I'm not necessarily saying he's wrong per se. Well, I suppose I am. I think it's wrong to say that we're a dying breed, but I don't think we're as dependent on them as we used to be. Because, as I said earlier, we clearly don't struggle scoring goals, but it's also important to have a player like that. If you need a game changing, if you want us to start a counter attack, number 10s are important in that respect. I'm thinking Arsenal may do a few loan signings this season. 100%. I'll also talk more about the Mkhitaryan, Justin Kluivert swap deal that may or may not happen. I don't think it will happen, for me to be real. But yeah. I'm 50-50. I'll be honest with you. Total hits. Me too. I'm 50-50. If it's on loan, I'm more likely to be like, okay, then reassess at the end of that season. So yeah. Oh, do you know what? I hate people dominating the chat just because somebody has an opinion. I feel like it's version of spamming when people do that. Like, just relax, mate. Chig, Arsenal could sign a better player but I would still take Coutinho. Yeah, okay. All right, last question, guys, because we're coming up to 8 o'clock. Hope football starts soon. We could get this season finished, and next season will be just around the corner. Well said. Well said. One more question, guys. One more. One more question. Okay. Starboy, and we'll end it with you. Would you activate Rocker's release clause if we got rid of Torreira? Very tempted. Yes, I did see that story. I'm going to talk more about it tomorrow. I'd definitely sign him as a Xhaka replacement. I think he's a better version of Granit Xhaka. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for asking that question. All right, guys, I'm going to hop up out of here. Please do stick a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys soon.